Hey guys, Jonah here, and I'm back with a homebrew cider review. And I think this is the third one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the third in the series, and we are on to this is the one that confused me, CG, which I think is green. That's supposed to be, and this is kind of similar to one of the other ones, but this is Estrella apples. As far as I can make out, this is uh, a single apple batch, shall we say, um, that gave him 26 litres of juice, which is always good. The OG was 1046, and the FG was 1003. So I'm imagining this one is that the lowest one? Yeah, so this is probably, oh, it's a tie for the lowest final gravity. So this one's going to be drier, I think, or I suspect, than some of the other ones. Comes in at 5.8% on the ABV, which is always good. And this one was racked off right at the end of October, which is perfect cider season. October, November, December is when cider stuff is ready. Not get that hiss on there. Bad boy. Haven't got too many bubbles coming up. That is no bad thing. And we have my lovely Canterbury tasting glass that I got from my pals at work. I'm going to go for a slow pour, I think, with this one. Oh, we got a few bubblies in there. We'll see what we get from this bad boy. Look at that. That is really nice and clear. Touch of chill haze, perhaps on my side of the glass. You can see me do there. Hey, always good. Little bit of carbonation, but no head, which is perfectly normal with cider. Oh, you can really smell those apples in this one. I would love to wax lyrical about, I know the difference between each kind of apple, like perhaps I could do to a certain degree with hops and malts. Unfortunately, apples is one of those things that I'm not a major connoisseur with. And most of the ciders that we have are going to be a mix of juices anyway. So it'd be interesting to try this single apple, single orchard, single estate cider from the lovely Cider Meister up there on the other side of the border in Scotland. Oh, oh yes, that one. Oh, that one is lovely. So DG, I think that is. No, CG, I should say. I guess only Alan really will know what those codes mean. I think this is probably my favourite so far. I know I tried the one that I think Alan, if I've got them the right way around, that Alan said was the best, which was the mix. It was a mixture of loads of different apples. This one's a single apple, and it's really nice and simple, finished quite dry, although it's not superbly dry. I have to say, I have had much drier ciders than this in my time, but it's very simple. There's not, a bit like me, not much going on under the bonnet. Really nice. There's one flavour there. You don't have like up notes and down notes. It's the same thing all the way through. The only thing is, I would say, to me, it tastes a little bit watery, which is ridiculous when this is almost a 6% cider. But then every time I've done a cider, it's always been slightly higher gravity than I thought it was going to be. But then, oh, beg your pardon, not too much carbonation. But then again, I always add sugar or I add honey. I like my ciders. And as we all know, a bit of honey cider is called cider. Not too much. You don't want the gravity to go too high, because ciders do tend to finish really low, around 1. It's not unheard of for it to go 0.9 something, so to go under the 1 level. But this one at just over, really nice. I think it's still got it should have had a bit of a way to go, because it still tastes a tiny bit sweet. Yeah, and like I say, very simple. Yeah, weird, because I'm not. You could really get in trouble. This is a cider, and I've had some of these before when I was down in Cornwall. This is a cider that you could get in trouble with. This is far too much like apple juice. Maybe it's because I've had it in the fridge. I'm not getting any heat at all on the breath. Yeah, this one you get in trouble with, because this is the one that you drink a couple of bottles of while you're sitting down. Try and stand up and you fall off your chair, because sometimes cider is dangerous, and I like that one. And this is a really good example. So, I guess this is a reasonably short review because it's nice and simple, because it's literally only one apple strain. It's hard for me to describe, but like I said before, with ciders that are mixed juices and stuff together, or even with fruit and stuff in, you can definitely pick apart the different levels. When it is literally one type of apple, there is one note running through the whole way through, and this is a really good example. And I have to say, this is my favourite so far. So cheers to you, Cider Meister. Yeah, that is really, really good. This is my favourite by far. Guys, we've still got a couple more of those ciders to go. So please return. And yeah, this series is going to be, I haven't decided exactly what the headers are going to be, because I haven't uploaded the videos yet. Obviously, by the time you're watching this, I would have uploaded it, but I'm going to call it something like Homebrew Cider. I got really confused with the first one. You probably saw Homebrew Cider Review or something weird like that. I usually call, if it's beers, I call it Homebrew Review, but with ciders, it's going to be something slightly different. But you will see. And thank you one more time, Alan. Very, very nice of you. And I have to say, this is my favourite one yet. Come on. Hey guys, this is a little attachment to the video that I've just done. I've actually made a bit of a mistake. So all throughout the video, I was saying that it was a single variety of apple, and that was why it was so smooth. So I haven't changed my mind about the cider that I've just had being really, really smooth, but it is a mix of eaters and cookers, because I was reading this. There's so many things here. I was reading the wrong column. I thought the brand of apple was Australia, and obviously that's a beer. I was like, I'm sure I recognise that. And I did. It's a beer. And what it is it's the beer bottle that cider would have been in. And of course, I feel like a right idiot now. I've never claimed to be like a cider maestro, but that cider that I've just had, which is by far my favourite, really, really beautiful cider, is a mixture of cookers and eaters. And I think, let me pick up this thing. It says Ian's Folks. So this is one of Alan's friends, or maybe a family member or whatever, mixture of their apples. So even better. I think that's absolutely genius. Anyway, I thought I'd put this little addition to the end of this video because I was waxing lyrical, and it was my favourite cider. So I wanted to get it right, and I wanted to own up and say, yeah, I totally made a mistake on that one. Anyway, hopefully you guys will understand, and we've definitely got one more cider to go. And then after that, I've got a really special one because I went to our local farm um, called Rose Farm over here on the island of Thanet, the island of death. And I got one of our local ciders, and I'll be drinking that not next, but the one after. And it's an 8.5% cider. So I'm going to see how Alan's ciders from Scotland, and they're all made with Scottish apples, kind of compares to a ridiculous 8.5% cider that is literally from down the road from where I live. So hopefully he won't be annoyed that I'm doing an extra one. But yeah, that one that I've just had, fantastic. Best of the bunch by far. Cheers, Alan, and cheers, guys. We'll see you real soon.